Hi, I'm Kelly,
And I'm Madeline.
and welcome to Salt Sessions. Hey, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Salt Sessions. I'm Kelly,
And I'm Madeline.
and we are going to give you a raw inside look into the modeling industry. Let's go.
Let's go. Yes.
All right.
So, kind of a little bit about me to start with is I've been in the business for about 30 years. I started in college as a runway model and did a little bit of print, but honestly, they told me I wasn't pretty enough. So, fast
No.
forward, and I've been in the business since then. I started Salt in 2014 to be a boutique agency to really make a difference in the market, to be the most diverse and inclusive agency I could possibly build. And yeah, so that's kind of my shiz.
Yes. I cannot believe they told you you're not pretty enough.
They sure did. And guess who got a model booking not too long
You
ago?
did, you
Me. I got a
did.
model booking and it was really fun.
But you did have a very successful career
I did.
as a runway model.
I did.
I
And that
mean,
was fun.
5'10",
5'10". Yes.
perfect measurements.
Oh, back then.
So
I
I'm
wouldn't say so much today.
Yeah. So I'm Kelly, and I started out working at a sports agency and have a daughter that's in the industry. And Madeline asked me to be her business partner a few years ago, and we have been scaling the business
Ever
and
since.
having a lot of fun while doing it.
Yes, we like to banter in the office.
We do.
We do.
So
It may not be PG.
no, not at all, not at all.
Not at all.
Well, let's talk about getting started in the industry.
Yeah.
Everyone says that they want to be a model. Everyone wants to be a model, right?
Right.
So,
And so I really pride the
Yeah.
agency on being inclusive and diverse and that we take all shapes and sizes. We do have a height requirement for certain divisions,
Mhm.
but other divisions don't have a height requirement. I think that people looked at me kind of squirrely when we first started Salt and I had girls that were 5'5", but they're some of our biggest workers because there's plenty of beauty and jewelry and all kinds of things that can be shot with people that are 5'5".
yeah, I mean, there's so many different types of modeling as well. It's
there
not
are.
just fashion, it's not just editorial, you
Right.
have,
It's lifestyle, it's commercial, it's fitness. And so, yeah, there's a lot of different divisions that you can get into. The ones with the height requirements are more the fashion and editorial ones. And they want you really to be 5'10", 5'11" as a woman.
Mhm.
And for the males, really 6'1" to 6'3", just because they fit the clothes the best, the sample sizes the designers are dictating.
Right. And we have a lot of models too that have done beauty that
Right.
are 5'5".
Absolutely.
I mean, we've
Absolutely.
Pri and
We have-
Aura and
Yeah, and
Athena.
Athena, yes, absolutely. And they're like between 5'5" and 5'7". So the 5'7s, they're being placed in New York. They're being placed everywhere globally, which kind of brings us to what a mother agency is, I think.
Yes,
So a mother agency is different really than other agencies, don't you think, Kels?
I do.
Because we are the architects of the model's career. We are planning for them. We're seeing the bigger picture. We're deciding like who to shoot with, how to build your book, just all the valuable things. And the mother agency is doing that with you, and they're developing you so you can be, ready for greatness.
Wait, mother agency or primary agency?
Primary agency. Bloop. It's a primary agency.
No.
Yeah.
I love it. Madeline came up with the idea. She's like, why do we call it a mother agency? I mean, it's just so dated, So
So
you
now
came
we're
up
calling it the primary
the
agency.
primary agency.
I just
Yes.
forgot for a second.
So,
So yes, so we can talk about what do we need to talk about next? Maybe about
let's
the
ask-
meaning of salt to us.
yes, let's do it.
Yeah, the meaning of salt. Salt is for salt of the earth, meaning that
Mhm.
we're looking for models that are not only beautiful, but they're kind. They have good hearts too. So it's really important for us for people to be a good human being as well. We also like models that have great personalities because we're working with them so closely on a daily basis that we need them to be fun too and have good personalities.
And the
Yeah.
X factor, I feel like
X factor is
it's
really
it's
important.
so important. I mean, that's oftentimes the
Stand out.
difference between booking a job and not booking a job.
Right.
Casting directors, clients, when you go in for, a go-see, and you have that, that X factor, that fun personality,
They're
like
gonna pick
Walter,
you.
who we are going to have on a future episode.
Right. Walter certainly has X factor.
Yeah, he does.
I
He
would say
does.
so.
But because you have to sell yourself, as a
Yeah.
model,
Right.
and being kind and having a good
Absolutely.
personality is really important.
And it's kind of like when we start out, we're building a puzzle together.
Yeah.
But it's all about the teamwork that we have because I can't do my job unless you do your job too. So we're working as a team together to collaborate to build something beautiful, being the portfolio. And so in the portfolio, and we'll talk about this a little later, but there's different types of photographers that we're going to want you to shoot with, so that you can build that book to be diverse and to show all the different ways you can be a chameleon. So we're building that together.
Yeah, and touching base back on what you're referring to about, the ethos of salt, being salt of the earth and having, kind people.
We have a good moral compass at
We
this
do, and I
agency.
will say that's one thing I love about our models is that everyone is so supportive of each other, and
Cheerleaders, really.
literally they
Mhm.
are, and if you don't fit our ethos, bye bye, sorry. I mean,
Exactly.
we have let people go because they've been high maintenance,
Or
and
bad behavior.
we don't have
Yeah.
time for that. We don't have
No,
time for
we have
that.
time for no drama here.
Yep.
And we just want to be good people, like I said, with a good moral compass
Yeah.
and character and ethics and integrity. We built the agency on that, we would be a very good agency to not only work with the models, but to work with the clients, that we're there for the clients 24/7, 365 days a year. Literally
I
on
mean, literally,
Christmas,
you
I'm
are,
working.
yes, we are.
We're on it.
We're talking to each other at 10 o'clock at night
Oh,
all the
we
time,
are,
working on
exactly. Because
bookings.
sometimes clients will
Yeah,
literally call you at 10 for a
on a
job the
Saturday
next
night.
day, on a
Yep.
Saturday night for a job the next day or Monday,
Yeah.
and you're scrambling and you're getting a package ready for them because we care. We care about our models. Like, I call it the salt family because
Yeah.
our models are like our children.
Hashtag salt fam.
Hashtag salt fam. Our models are like our children and family, and I don't do anything with our models, and nor do you,
Yeah,
that we wouldn't do with our own children.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
It's,
Oh, I want to address the elephant in the room.
what's that?
My boot.
Your boot.
My
Yeah. Why don't you
boot. Let me tell you,
tell
I
our
had a
audience
battle with my stiletto, and guess what?
the
The stiletto
stiletto
won.
one? Oh my gosh. That's one thing I
Would you
love
like to
about
rest
you.
your shoe on my
I
boot?
know. I know. It's a good rest. You do not sacrifice fashion for comfort ever.
Never.
Never.
Got to have a stiletto.
I mean, it'll be Friday. No
Yeah.
casual Fridays in our office.
No casual Fridays in our office, except for you, Kelly.
Except for me. I'm
Yeah,
casual Friday every
she's
day.
casual Friday. Well,
I did dress up.
kind of.
I did dress up today though.
Yes, you did. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk about being a model. Like we talked
Okay.
about, everyone wants to be a model.
Yes,
It's
we
not
do get
just
literally 1,000 submissions a week on
yes.
our inbox. And it's about standing out in those submissions. How can I stand out? And so it's really important that if you want to join our agency, we can do it through open calls, which we usually have twice a year, or you can go and do our online submission. And we do give examples of like the types of digitals that we'd like to see and really follow those closely because a lot of times people will deviate from the examples and send things that are honestly inappropriate or just not happening. So, it needs to be you need to follow the examples that we give if
Yes,
you
yes.
can.
So no filter. We don't want
Everything
filtered,
edited.
edited images. And we can tell. I mean, you're not fooling us. Sorry, we can tell.
We can tell.
So we just want digitals
They're
wearing, if you're
clean.
clean digitals with good lighting. If you're a girl, wear jeans and a little tank top. If
Yep.
you're a guy,
Then wear jeans as well
jeans
and
and
like a
a
fitted t-shirt.
fitted
Don't
t-shirt so
get
we
your
can.
baggy t-shirt and don't have your jeans falling off.
No, no,
Just
no, no,
saying.
no, no, no. That is your biggest.
That's a pet peeve for
That
me.
is
Do not have
your.
your jeans falling off your body,
That
please.
is your biggest. Yes, that
Yes,
is your
it
biggest
is.
pet
It
peeve.
is. Right.
But yeah. So with the submissions online, we get a ton, and just I think the big.
There are a few that just really stand out.
Yes.
I'll show one time I was in the parking lot with Kelly and a submission came in with a girl that's out now in Seoul, Korea
Oh
for
yeah.
us. And I saw her submission come in and I said, "Oh my gosh, Kelly was putting gas in the tank." And I'm like, "Girl, get over here.
Girl,
You've
check
got,
this.
girl, shut the door. You got to get over here and see this girl."
Yes.
And her name is Kira and she's now, like I said, in Seoul, Korea modeling. And she's had many offers from other agencies to go to
Yes.
Greece or to go to New York, actually. Like we've got lots of placement opportunities for her already.
Yes.
So that's really exciting.
So let's talk about the requirements. So every market is a little bit different, right?
Right.
So New York.
New York is going to probably be the fashion, the more editorial market.
Yep.
We're really a commercial print lifestyle market. We work a lot with Fortune 500 companies. We're doing the commercial print for jewelry all the time, for hotels, for it could be Publix, it could be Clayton Homes. It's like we have a lot of different types of clientele, but mostly commercial and lifestyle based. We do quite a bit of e-com as well, and the e-com that we're doing is on figure, you're doing front back side type of thing, and
And
you
it's
have to,
fast.
and
You
it's
gotta
fast,
you gotta be able to hit your poses.
right?
When I was talking earlier about it's not just being a pretty face. People are like, oh, people think that I'm pretty. I want to be a model, and that's great.
And that
Okay.
is great
But there's so much more to being a
to
model.
being a
You've got
model.
to be able to pose. And
And
the
posing,
only way you
I'm so
do
glad you just
the
said
only way you
posing.
do that is through practice.
Right.
And it's not just taking one class or taking one workshop. People think, "Oh, I did a posing workshop. I'm ready." And
Right.
no,
You're not
you're
ready.
not ready. And
It's kind of
you
like you said, Kelly, because Kelly was an athlete as well. And she always says,
well, yeah, I mean, you have to train.
so
So,
you have to train to
with
be an
modeling,
athlete and you have to train to be a model, that development time.
yeah, I mean, with sports, I was a tennis player in college at the University of Georgia. Go dogs!
Good
Woo!
dogs.
But I had thousands of private lessons, thousands of drills. I was training every single day, and that was my job. And
So if
as a
you're a
model,
model, right,
that's your job
that's your
is to
job.
train and to
You're
practice.
training, you're taking care of your skin, you're taking care of your body, you're working out, you're eating right. It honestly does come down sometimes to people's measurements, but because we have a curve division, we want models that are curvy. But the measurements are kind of what dictates the kind of model that
Yeah.
you're going to be.
And people get so upset with us because they're like, why are you only looking for people that are 5'10" or 5'11"? And sometimes that's just our current need. It doesn't mean we don't
Right,
take people that are shorter,
right.
but maybe, we have a little bit of a hole in our agency and we need,
To
taller
fill,
girls.
right.
And the other thing I think that's important to touch on is
Yeah.
that, we don't dictate the height requirements or the measurements. I mean, for example, New York, I mean, you always say New York is, what do you call it?
It's called New York skinny.
Oh,
Yes. I'm sorry. Did I say
I
something wrong?
no.
I call it New York
No,
skinny,
but
but yes, New York is the
it's
Olympics
the
of
Olympics.
modeling.
That's what I was
For
getting at.
goodness
Yes.
sakes, it's the Olympics of modeling.
Yes.
And people always come to me and they're like, well, how can I get to New York tomorrow? And I'm
Yeah.
like, you can't.
Yeah.
You have to get your book ready, you have to prepare, you have to have your development time before you can make it to that market, because it is the Olympics of modeling and you do have to have certain measurements that we don't decide upon,
Yep.
but they're very small measurements.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
And it's interesting how cyclical the industry is as well. It's you have like the 90s, the like heroin chic era with like
Right.
Kate Moss and you have and then it got a little bit more curvy with like
Right.
Kate Upton,
Absolutely.
and it frankly it's kind of small again.
It's
So
kinda small
and
again,
and like
absolutely.
again, we don't dictate that. The clients dictate that. The industry dictates that.
They do. They really do.
So it's don't get mad at us. We're the messenger. That's all.
We are the messengers.
So yeah, but every market's different as well. Do you want to talk
Right.
about kind of
Yeah,
the
some
different
of the different
markets?
markets that, around that we're placing in, we're not just placing globally, but we're placing within the country. So we
Yes.
place in LA, we place in Miami, obviously New York as well. And LA is a very commercial market. It's a little more skin in that market.
Mhm.
And it's a very e-com driven market. They've got great brands, great beauty brands,
Beauty
that
brands,
kind
yep.
of thing. Miami is going to be a bit more of a swim market. It's a great market too. It has a lot of commercial print as well, but it's more based around swim. What we used to call catalog is now
Mhm.
called e-com. But the catalogs, I used to wait for them in the mail every week, and now we don't really get catalogs that much anymore because it's all e-com and online, that you can take a look at what your garment looks like before you buy it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Miami is just, I mean, I think it's a more sexy market,
It is
right? I
more
mean, the girls
sexy.
are more sexy, can
Yeah.
be a little bit curvy. For example, Miami is very different from New York.
Right. New York does not want all the sexy.
Yes.
They want more of the couture look.
Yes.
Mhm.
And while we're talking about sexy,
Please don't bring sexy back in your pictures too
yes,
much,
and
because Atlanta's a conservative market. So sometimes I get submissions and it's like all sexy bikini pictures. And I'm like, well, hold the line, please, because our clients want that conservative girl next door type look.
right, right.
Mhm.
And don't do the fish face, the duck face. We don't want tons
You
of
don't,
filler. I mean, we have clients
who
ask us
ask us if the
all the
models have
time,
filler?
has this model had filler?
Yeah.
Because she looks like she has filler.
Yeah.
They want more
They
natural.
want the
And
natural.
New York, don't even
Forget
think
about
about it.
it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Don't show up with
Right.
makeup.
Right, exactly.
Don't show
No
up
makeup,
with
and oftentimes,
no
when
boob
we go in and out
jobs.
of agencies, I'll never forget the last trip we went on to New York. We saw like 18 agencies in 2
That was so
days.
fun.
It was really
We're
fun.
like changing in the
We're
taxi,
we're, like, changing
know.
taxis, exactly. But the thing that I noticed was the models that were waiting to see their agents at these agencies was they came in their hoodies, they came in their
Oh
jeans, they
yeah.
had flip-flops or slippers on, no makeup
Yep.
whatsoever, that kind of thing. And in Atlanta, I'll be honest with you, I'm impressed with a model that comes in and they've got their dress on and their heels on and a teeny bit of makeup and they're just ready to go.
I know. Well,
Yeah,
you're classic. You're conservative. You love
yeah,
classical beauty, which I
I
do
do.
too. But
Yes.
yeah, New York is just it's a different beast in itself. It
It
really
is.
is.
It really is. That's for sure. And then we also wanted to touch upon the global placements,
Oh
and
yeah,
that comes later too. But we place a lot in Greece or Milan or now Korea,
Paris.
Paris,
Yep.
right, London,
London.
all over the world. So a mother agent is in charge of that career architecture,
Mhm.
and we're going to decide, okay, when and if we're going to apply to those markets.
Right,
Hmm.
right, right.
Yeah,
And then also, guiding the models with, you know, their haircut, their
right. A
photog
haircut can make a huge difference, just
it
saying.
absolutely can. We had a model who was not getting a ton of traction, and
She cut her hair.
she cut her hair and started crushing
Working.
it.
I like how you say crushing it.
Crushing it.
They're crushing it.
5 stars. Katie
5
Tebow.
stars,
5
5 stars,
stars. 5
5 stars.
stars.
Yes,
So let's talk about, with the industry, you need to be not on time. You need to be
you
early.
need to be 15 minutes early,
Yep. If you're not early, you're late
right? And the
because,
client's gonna remember that because they have you on the clock and they're paying for a team.
yep.
Most clients have, they've got lighting, they've got production, they've got a stylist, they've got a makeup artist, they've got a photographer, they've got just so many people on this team. And when you're late, that time is very valuable because that client is paying for that time
Absolutely.
with that
Yeah.
team.
They're losing
And so
money.
then they don't have a model and then they're like, what you said, losing money.
Yeah.
So are you going to get booked again? Absolutely not. So make sure that you make that great first impression and it really are 15 minutes early to
Yeah.
any job that we give you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And also, we talked earlier about making sure you are respectful and kind.
Respectful and kind. And
It's
say thank you at the end of your job. Say thank you so much for the booking. I, really appreciated the job and I loved meeting you and I look forward to hopefully working with you again.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on set before, and thankfully, not our models, never
I
our
know.
models, but where I've seen models just be
Sling the
ugly.
garments on the floor, literally in the dressing
Oh yeah,
room,
not be
and
respectful of the
not be
clothes.
respectful.
Be
You need to
rude.
hang everything back up after your job.
Yeah, I mean, be rude to
Mhm.
the stylist or makeup artist. Nobody's beneath you, and
No,
every person on set has,
a role,
an
role.
equally important role.
Yeah, I
And
agree with you.
absolutely. And so
Yeah,
you treat everyone because
yeah.
clients remember. If you want to get booked again, clients remember
Remember,
the way you
you treat
treat
them.
others.
Yeah, and they also want you to be fun.
Yeah.
Like we have one client that's next door called Spanx, and when they book, they're like, "Well, we don't just want a pretty model. We want one that's fun
Yeah.
because we like to have a good time on set." And I'm like, "Well, all right. We like to
we
have a good time in the
Yep,
office."
yep, yep, yep. Exactly.
Yes. So
Exactly.
keep it fun too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what else? What else are we gonna talk about?
Um,
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend, I think that we could talk about some breakouts that we've seen over the
Okay, let's
years.
do it.
So it was interesting when I started Salt 11 years ago with a girl named Meredith Mickelson. About 3 weeks into having the agency, we had a young man stop at our front door, and we don't take walk ins or open calls. But he walked into the door, and I said, I'll see him. And his name was D. Clay.
Ooh,
And he was
it's a good
just
one.
the
Oh my
beautiful,
gosh.
beautiful.
Stunning.
Stunning. Yes, he had multiple ethnicities and he had
Biracial with blue eyes and
blue eyes and,
dreads.
and dreads. And the
Yes.
dreads were really cool. But I'm going to tell you honestly, Kelly, it took us about 3 years to really
Yeah,
get him
I
rolling.
remember.
And after 2 years, he was ready to quit. He's like, Mama Mads, I've done everything you've said. I've built my portfolio. I just don't understand why I'm not working. And I said, Dee, please just give me one more chance. I said, let's do one more shoot. I'm going to direct it and let's see what happens. And then within 4 months, he was placed at four global
Yeah.
agencies. He was placed in LA, Miami, in Spain, and Barcelona. And let's see where else. I think Chicago. So like he had more markets than he could handle at one time. And his first job when he really started working was with Bruce Weber, the renowned
Oh
Bruce
my
Weber,
gosh.
for
Wow.
Land's
Yeah.
End. He got
Yeah.
to go down to the Keys and shoot Land's End, and he thought that was the bee's knees.
Yeah. It
It
was.
was the bee's knees.
It was. It
Yes.
was. Yeah, D
So that's
is
a success story, a huge success story. And
yes.
then we have a lot of success stories with our models who like go on to shoot guest campaigns and go on to walk the catwalk for Victoria's Secret
Yeah.
or whatever it is. I mean, we've had lots of success too, and we're very grateful for it. That's for sure. We're grateful and humbled.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Hmm.
You know, going back to D, I remember he was frustrated and A lot of times too, models think it's our job to get them jobs,
Right.
right? And it is. But it's also,
It's also your job to work on your book. And so if I have a book that's 2 years old that hasn't been updated and you ask me why you're not working, well, we're supposed to be a team and you're supposed to be submitting a packet of new film to me really once every quarter. I think quarterly builds are important for a model's book. So you're shooting 4 times a year so that the creative directors and the art directors and the clients, they're seeing, okay, this model's working. They're honing in on their craft.
Mhm.
They're working, they're doing things. And I like it when I get photography back that looks like this could be a campaign. This is
Absolutely.
actual work. I think that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because yeah, clients, when we send packages to clients, which is the model's book, they don't want to see the same book every time.
Right.
If we're working with a production company and
They've seen the same book
they've
for three
seen the
years,
same
then
book,
they're going to
yeah,
say
they're like,
no.
"What is this model? Is this model
Did
really
they ever
a
work?
model?" Or
Right,
yeah,
right,
so
right.
they want
So
to
it's
know.
really important that you're updating your book when we ask you to update your book, or that you kind of keep it in your mind that, like, we need you to be doing this once a quarter.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And yeah, so, we can submit you, we can push for you, but ultimately,
It's the
we don't,
client's
it's
decision.
their decision.
It
I know
is.
people get so frustrated with us and they're like, why didn't I book
Why didn't
this?
I
And,
get this?
and
And it's really important to remember too, Kelly, that like options count.
yeah,
So like you can get put on hold for a job and you get all excited about it and you're like, okay, I've marked my calendar. I'm on hold for this job. I'm so excited. And then ultimately they go with another model.
yeah,
And so you feel deflated.
yeah.
And I just want to remind you that when you're being put on hold and on option on first refusal for different clients and castings, that's in of
It's
itself a
huge.
great
It's
thing.
huge.
It's a
Yes.
huge thing.
I mean, this
Yes.
industry, I know you say it's 50% rejection. No,
It's
I think it's
75.
90% rejection.
It could be.
We're
Right.
sending packages every single day, and
Lots of them, to be
yeah,
honest with
lots,
you.
multiple
Right, and
packages.
we never know what we're coming into, so every day is a new treat. It's
Um,
like, well, what client's coming in today? And sometimes it's the e-com clients,
yep.
and sometimes it's the commercial clients, and sometimes it's the beauty clients or the jewelry clients, and it's just a lot of fun to put together the packages. And for me, when I'm doing the books, it's like Christmas.
Oh,
I am
yes.
excited. I'm pumped to do books because it's like they cared. They gave me what I needed, and now I get to put their book together in a new, exciting way and make it
Yeah.
really pretty.
And sometimes it's also just about like reworking the imagery,
Yes,
and
it is.
just kind of moving it around a little bit,
Right,
changing the
and
front,
constantly changing the front of the book, yeah,
changing the front of the book.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, let's kind of go back a little bit
yeah,
to, we talked about Salt and how you started the agency. You
yeah,
started with one model,
one model,
Meredith
Meredith,
Mickelson,
mhm,
who I'm sure you all have heard
heard
of.
of
Hi,
her,
Mare.
yeah,
We love you.
"Hi, Mare."
And then built it from there.
And we built it from there. I had a little help from my friends at
Oh,
another agency. I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna name the agency, but another agency who
you know
loved
who you
working with
are.
me.
You know who
You
you
know who
are.
you are. But this agency helped me out and gave me a couple of models to start Salt off with besides
Yeah.
Meredith, and that was so helpful because we had a board then, and then
Yeah.
it was like other models saw it and came to us and wanted to sign with us. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not like some agencies. I would never steal a model. I would never
No.
infringe on another agency's models. I think that that's such a big no-no in this business, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, we see it.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't poach our models. We're working really hard,
Yeah.
and I think that that's unethical, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
And stay in your lane,
And stay in your
stay in
lane.
your lane.
Yes, stay in your lane.
It's interesting how oftentimes, and it's not just our agency,
It's other
it's other
agencies too, because we
agencies
talk to
in
everybody.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing about Atlanta, with it being
so
a
small.
smaller market.
Mhm.
We're friends
We're
with
friends with everybody.
all of the
Yeah.
agents, and
Sometimes
well,
somebody acts out from
yeah,
another agency, but
yeah,
that's okay
yeah,
because we know who we are and we're
yeah.
ethical and have integrity and we don't put up with it.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
and we got a really good lawyer on retainer too.
yeah, we got a really good lawyer. We love her.
She's going to be on hopefully a future episode. We're going
Yes,
to talk about
exactly. Talk
the
about
legal.
contracts and the legal aspects really of the
Yes,
business.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Mhm.
But yeah, but being in Atlanta, I love that with it being a smaller market, we're friends with the other agents. We have
We have
lunch
dinner and
together and dinner
lunches
and
and
go to
it's
baby
it's great.
showers. And I
Yes.
mean, when your sweet mother passed away last
Yeah,
year,
oh, when mama died
oh,
last year, I was so honored that Lois Thigpen and Jenny
yeah,
came because they're both agency directors with our competition in Atlanta. And they both showed up for me because I had worked for Lois for
yeah,
about 12 years at Elite Model Management when we had Elite Model Management in Atlanta. And there was her bright, shiny face at my mom's funeral. And so was Jenny's from
yeah,
Click. And I so appreciated it. I was like, I cannot believe that they came to support me, but they did.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
that was so sweet.
It was a hard time. And your son wrote me a little card. And
He
he
did.
said, I love you, Mama Mads.
Mama Mads.
Mama Mads.
He gives you Halloween little
He gives me Halloween treats.
and yes,
It's
with his little
fun.
stick figures.
It's fun.
Yeah, my little boy Cruz and Madeline, they share a love for sour
Sour candy. I have a candy drawer,
yeah,
honestly, in the office. And I shouldn't say this, but it's coffee and candy.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
we like that stuff.
Fueled by coffee and candy.
Fueled by coffee and candy.
Exactly, exactly. That's so funny.
Yay.
One thing that I forgot about that I just remembered is we're talking about scouting. Okay,
Yes,
we talked
okay,
about digitals. We've talked about online submissions. You know, the other thing is people always say, "Hey, where
How do you get scouted?
Where do you find models?" And the answer is
Everywhere.
everywhere.
I found one 2 weeks ago in the grocery store, and she's
Yep.
about to do her first test shoot for us. One thing I did want to touch on, with mentioning contracts,
Yeah.
we do offer contracts to the models. We are an exclusive agency. They're 3-year contracts. It's really important that you be abreast of that. And, when you're starting, I don't give contracts to models on their first visit to SALT. I let them test first, and I see if the photography comes back well, and if it comes back like an alignment with what we're doing, then we're going to offer you a contract. And we've honestly lost models because of that. They've gone to other agencies who offered them a contract on first visit. But I believe that there's always that 5% chance that it's not going to work out. So don't give the contract until you're 100% for sure, because we don't want people sitting on the shelf at our
Yeah.
agency. We want everybody
And
working.
that's one thing, because as the COO of SALT, I know who's working and who's not. And, when I was working
Doing
on the
taxes.
1099s last year, I mean, literally 96 or 97% of our models
Are working
are working. And,
that's great.
other agencies may take,
30 or 40 models a month.
10 or 20 or yes, a month, whereas we're taking maybe one a week
Yeah.
or one every 2 weeks.
One
so
every 2 weeks, I
we're
think,
very
yeah.
selective, but the bonus is that our models are working.
Our
and
models are
we don't
working,
have
yeah.
competition within the agency. And I think that's really important too, as if you're wanting to model, you don't want to go to an agency where they have 5 people that look just like you,
Right.
because that's going to create
Or
competition.
people that aren't nice to you when you go to a casting. Like, let's just say you're with an agency and the models aren't kind to each other. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, our models are each other's biggest
Oh,
cheerleaders.
yeah.
Like, they go on the gram, they're hearting everything, they're liking everything. They're like, go girl, or,
Yep.
go Walter, or whoever it is. And that's awesome. We have one model who I love very dearly. I love all of them the same, but we call him Salt Daddy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Salt Daddy
Salt
is
Daddy.
always on there, just cheering our models on. And I just think that that's an amazing thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But with the scouting, we
Yeah.
scout at
Oh, I found
concerts,
right,
grocery
concerts,
stores,
restaurants. It could be the airport.
restaurants.
I
Yes.
found a guy in the airport one time when I was in New York, and I thought he was beautiful. And the next thing you know, I sent him to IMG, and the next thing you know is history. So it's
Yeah.
like I found somebody in their backyard in the New York airport.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Bottom line is basically you can get scouted anywhere.
Anywhere.
So yes.
And then I think we're going to take a question on
Yeah.
each episode, right, Kels?
Yep, we are.
Like just asking like what you want to know. And so I'll address
Yeah.
the first question. So the first question that we're going to answer that
So
came
this
in,
is going to be the Ask Salt segment.
asphalt segment,
Yes.
yes. And the first question that we're going to answer is, do I need a portfolio to get started? And the answer to that is please no. So please just go and find an agency that you're comfortable with, that you trust, and they're going to guide you to what photographers to shoot with and things like that. Do not invest all your
No.
money in shooting with people that we may or may not like. You need to invest with the photographers that we have found to be tried and true, and that are going to do the kinds of imagery that we need for our books.
Yes, but we just need digitals.
We just need
That's all we
digitals.
need.
That's it.
So,
iPhone
yes.
digitals, right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for the first episode of Salt Sessions. That was so much fun,
That was
Madeline.
so
We
much
did
fun. I can't wait for the next
Yay.
one, and we have a special guest on
Yes,
the next
we
one.
do.
Yes, we'll see
Thank
you
you.
soon.
See ya.